And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As Odie and I were getting caught up on the world news there together. Remembering back in high school how it used to be. Because Santa Claus is everywhere. Brought back smiles as we discussed that. How are you today? I hope you're doing good. Right now we're sitting at 41, so that makes it nippy outside. We're headed for a high of 65. Boy, that's drastic, isn't it? 41, 65. Wind chill of 38 right now as that wind blows across that carport as you're trying to get outside. So warm up. Jerome Lee, how are you doing? Good to see you're up today. Dot is joining us. Also, Elmer. I see Miss Adele. How are you doing? Teresa is here. Janice. So many of you. We're so close to Christmas. What about 11 days? Is that about right? It's very close as we get to going on this. I do hope you're feeling good. You've had a cup of coffee or two, and you're starting to feel like yourself. Teresa, no, I don't turn on the sound until exactly 6:30. We have it dotted there, and we could put the black screen back up. But I thought people would like to know we're just behind the scenes is why I started doing that. All right, let's go to Collinsville. Let's find out what the good Lord wants us to know about today. Let's go to First Baptist.
For someone who is not already a citizen of this country, the path to citizenship can be long and tedious. It can take up to 2 years for someone to complete all the steps towards becoming a U.S. citizen. There's all kinds of paperwork, interviews, tests, and lots of waiting. That process ends with the ceremony and the taking of the oath of allegiance. For those who complete the process, it's a time to celebrate that they are no longer a foreigner, but a citizen of the United States. In Ephesians 2:17 through 22, the Apostle Paul speaks to the fact that believers are citizens of God's kingdom. In verse 19, he says, "Consequently, you are no longer foreigners and aliens, but fellow citizens with God's people and members of God's household." Isn't it great to know that even though we come from all walks of life, different ethnic groups, different countries and backgrounds, none of that matters once we become a part of God's household when we accept Jesus Christ as our personal Lord and Savior. Paul says in verses 20 through 22 that this household is, quote, built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets with Jesus Christ himself as the chief cornerstone. In him, the whole building is joined together and rises to become a holy temple in the Lord. And in him, you too are being built together to become a dwelling in which God lives by his Spirit. There is plenty in the world that serves to divide us outside of God's church. But when we are part of the household of God, Jesus Christ serves to unite us and gives us his Holy Spirit who dwells in us and helps us to work together for the glory of God. When this is our focus, all the things that make us different pale in comparison to what unites us. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, Mowdy Cabinetry, and Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors. And welcome back. I am your friend Scotty Ray. Make sure to join us beginning at 7 o'clock as we get the morning show underway with Scotty Ray and Odie here at the Scotty Ray Report. Overnight, we'll get into all of that, what went on, what went thump after dark, what went woo-woo-woo. We'll tell you all of those things that happened there. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is where we head next. We often hear about this. We had it happen here, a few weeks ago, an escaped convict. It happened in Philadelphia. They have found this one without a chase. His body was found inside of a warehouse. One of 4 that broke out. They have to look no more. No word on yet of what he died from in the warehouse. Mississippi making the news this morning. We're back in this. I remember when this happened. As a child, 10 years old, should be old enough to know when you have to go to the restroom, you go find a bathroom. But this was San Antonio, Mississippi, is where this went on. A child went to the restroom out in the middle of a parking lot. A busy shopping center, from what I understand. Policemen saw it. The child was escorted, not arrested, escorted, and they ended up ticketing the young man over this. He faced his time in court. He was sentenced. It wasn't that big of a thing. To youth court, 3 months probation is what he got for doing this. You shouldn't do that in the first place. Attorneys are trying to say it's all over race. I think it boils down to right and wrong of doing the right thing. If you're But Mississippi in the news for that. We'll see where that goes. Maybe it goes away. Maybe it doesn't. Do you ever watch it? I know Odie's wife watches it. My wife watches it. I can't stand the show. It's just not my cup of tea, but a TV show called Below Deck. It's like a horrifying hour for me if I have to sit through it. It just doesn't interest me of people home vacationing on $1 million yacht, and you've got tons of... and the show is really about the people that work on the boat. Well, they had a guest on there. The guest then leaves and fills prescriptions in all of the crew's name. He's been arrested. He got all their names and went and got prescriptions in their name. Wow. I can't imagine that. Are people that hooked on drugs in America now?
Oh, yeah.
We are in a sad state. Oh, we've got pharmaceutical companies. We got more of this coming up. Used to, you didn't take something unless you were absolutely in pain. I don't know if y'all are seeing this or paying attention to this, but since the weekend, I've seen terminology start to turn from the White House. Y'all pay attention. Israel is getting ready to have its back turned on by America as we start to see Biden slowly change his demeanor toward the country. Y'all watch. It is coming. I think we all know that the U.S. is supposed to back Israel. Now, some may not agree with me. That's your right. But we're seeing those get to the president, of those who make the decision for him. Let me back that up and say it that way. They're influencing, and the tide is turning at the White House. We'll wait to see what happens. Good news on this is we go to Hawaii. I've never been. I've talked to a few people who've been themselves, and they say that, well, rooms are very expensive there. It's high. But we had a guy that went over who went on a hike. He fell 1,000 feet. He fell at the bottom of a waterfall. He has been found. He went missing, and friends, he went by himself. But they were able to track it through his social media about the rough location that he was. He was found. He's safe now. Banged up a little bit, but he's going to be okay. Interesting there. I don't keep up with the NBA, but I'm sure there's a lot of you that do, that love basketball. Warriors. I'm not familiar with the team. When you get past the Lakers, I get kind of lost there. But a guy named Damon Green, who plays with them, has been suspended indefinitely. Now, that's a pretty big deal for a basketball player in the NBA to be suspended indefinitely. I think they've had problems with him before, but, well, he struck another player. No word yet when they'll let him return to the court. That's got to be expensive to your contract. I wouldn't think you still get paid if you're suspended for that. As we get ready for this, I think it's coming within a month. An execution is going to take place in Alabama. They tried to execute this gentleman let me take that word back. I didn't mean to say gentleman. They tried to execute this man last year. Apparently, they couldn't get his vein. It never would work. It went horribly wrong. Well, Alabama is going to take him out with nitrogen now. That's what they're going to use in the execution. It will be a mask. The person that is supposed to lead him, or maybe I'm wording this correctly, be with him as he goes away. His pastor is filing a lawsuit, an injunction, because they've told him it's gas. If you get any closer than 3 feet, you will die also. He's complaining and saying it's not right, that he can't be there with him. There's only one. Yeah, he can. But there's, Mississippi, if I am not mistaken, and several other states, it's not used, but I think they still have the firing squad available. I think that passed. I know it did in Mississippi, or it seemed like it did, but always somebody complaining about something. Oh, and by the way, he was a murder for hire. In 1988, he's been sitting there. He was hired to murder someone. He was successful. He was caught. No one got to be with his victim and hold their hand as he did what he did they? Doesn't always add up. Anybody got a business partner out there? Oh, this has probably happened more times than we will ever know, but we see that a business partner in Pennsylvania has been sentenced to life in prison, took out their partner in business. Guess things weren't going the way they thought. It was women, as a matter of fact. buried her, the whole 9 yards. You have got to have. How could you sleep at night? I guess there's people that it doesn't phase that way. They get. I don't know what the word is. I would never be able to sleep after something like that. Even being around it would make me nervous. Boston, Massachusetts. I don't know what to say about this other than tell you the exact truth of what is being said here. The mayor of Boston sent out invitations to a Christmas party. No whites invited. And that's the gist of the party. There was accidentally some sent, and she had them retracted and said, no, you're white, you can't come. You're the mayor to everyone. Where are we going with all of this? We can't have this in any shape, form, or way. She tried to get into where there's all these different groups that don't invite. You're the mayor. You set an example. Shame, shame, and double shame there. I think her last name is Wu. Am I pronouncing that right? Michelle Wu is her name. I honestly don't get things of that nature. We are all Americans. Doesn't matter what shade you are. It's a melting pot. We're Americans. As I see this across America each day, now I have nothing against medical marijuana. It is proven to help those that have dementia, that have shakes. It does help. I'm all for that. What I am against is recreational things. Why? Because it gets out of hand. I don't believe in it, but not everyone thinks the way I do. 2 adults are arrested after 7 fourth graders ate gummies laced with fentanyl in Virginia yesterday. Now, is that sold in a store? No, but it was laced. All of this ties together. These gummies that are medical or marijuana that are being used for recreational, I do not agree with. That's just me. It's going to be abuse, and we're going to have a zombie land in America before long. We're close to it now. Y'all seen the pictures of L.A. and some of those streets to where they walk around, they can't stand up and they shake? I've seen it here on street corners. But those that speak up against things like that become, well, outcast in society. The truth is still the truth, like it or not. And there's a lot of people that don't like the truth. Trust me on that. Where does this go? Now, Maria Osmond never done this that I'm aware of. But Oprah, she is a spokesperson for Weight Watchers. So you would think, how do you lose weight? Weight Watchers. I don't know where this will go, but she's admitted she's been taking pills to help with this outside of that. Wouldn't that void your contract?
Well, as long as she's been on Weight Watchers and how much is up and down as she's going.
Yeah, we've watched her through the years. It's been this, and there's nothing wrong with it. Is there something in people that becomes a medical? Yeah, you eat one little Debbie cake and you put on 20 pounds. That happens. There's some people that just gain weight quicker than others, but hers is up and down. But if you're the spokesperson for them, I would think it'd be in your contract. You could only use just that. But she does look good now. She's lost a lot of weight. She's very attractive again, and we're proud for her. But she has admitted in an interview that, well, she used other things other than Weight Watchers. I don't know where this will go. I'd give them an A for effort. Los Angeles, California, they have now started a undercover surveillance team to crack down on theft in retail stores. But here's my question to L.A. as you start this. If you do not have the judicial side on your side once you make the arrest and they're back out on the street in 10 minutes, you've done nothing. Each side has to be working together to stop this crime. We've really reached a point to where, as we brought up the drugs just a little bit ago, we have zombies on street corners, people that can come into your business and take up to $1,000 and it'd be a misdemeanor. America cannot stay in business by doing these ethics. It doesn't work that way. Society can't exist. We've got to have a strong arm, someone that, well, can tighten up their belt buckle and step up and say, the buck stops with me and you're not going to do it anymore. Who that person is, I do not know. We might need several scattered across the United States. My 2 cents on that this morning as we were waking up. Hey, Odie, have you ever bought your wife a dress?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I mean, I hadn't and gave it to her. We were together when she bought it.
You was with her. I made the mistake one time of buying my wife one article of clothing, and I learned quickly at 21 years old never to do that again. We've been married 33 years. I never touched it again. But I was just, what do you think the dress cost? 100, 200?
Yeah, well, probably $75.
$75 is what Odie says. Taylor Swift, she had out her little black dress, and they put a price tag on it, and I went, Elizabeth. I do realize that there is another part of America's society that I don't live in, that things cost more than we do. But, and I think Ivanka, her dresses are probably expensive. But Taylor's, $2,300 and $2,335 for a little black dress. Woof. Now, she's a billionaire. She can afford it. But
Kelsey got it for her.
But woof, that's a lot for a little black dress, in my opinion. I'm sure she looked great in it. Well, let me see if we got a picture of the little black dress.
Let's see if it was mink.
Here it is. Let's pull this up. Here's $2,300. If you're just looking to buy, here you go. What do you think? Is that worth that?
I mean, she looked good.
She does look good. $2,300. How many bags of corn would that about?
Oh, a whole bunch.
A whole bunch.
That's about at least 10 tons.
Little insight there. Let's see here. We've got more stories coming up at 7 o'clock. Don't miss out on all this. We're going to have a load of fun this morning. What went on overnight, we've got those stories and so much more. You join us. We're going to be doing that in a few moments. I got your forecast next. We're going to find out who's naughty and nice and what the weather's going to do. It's all next here at the Scotty Ray Report.
Have a sleigh full of fun this season with gifts and accessories from Al's Garden and Gift. The spirit of Christmas shines in the Christmas shop with ornate and novelty-themed trees, snow globes, nativity sets, garland, ornaments, and more. Now 50% off. Unique accessories, gourmet foods, gift baskets, and certificates are perfect for holiday parties and gifts. Add color outdoors with beautiful blooming winter flowers. And it's the perfect time to plant fruit trees and shrubs too. Magical charm and beauty await your home this wonderful season. Merry Christmas from Al's Garden and Gift.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Chuck always has some great advice, doesn't he? Gas logs, there's nothing quite like them. Hope you can warm up and get yours today. All right, let's get into our forecast now and see what the day holds for us.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Those record highs, record lows, it was 1922 that we made it for a high of 77 today. Ain't none of us going to remember this. It was 1898. We had a low of 15. Possibly both of those dates there. Up and downs. There we go. What do we got for today? About 63 in Meridian. We'll see the same all the way northward through Philadelphia, all the way to Columbus, back west. We see a little bit there. 65 Vicksburg, 63 in Brookhaven. They're actually changing this just a little bit here in the last 20 minutes to a 2 degrees warmer, 65 for Meridian. As we go east, we'll see the same in Tuscaloosa. Birmingham should be cooler at 61 to the south around Montgomery, those areas. 62 there as you're coming into town. As we look for the outlook, look at this. We're starting to see warmer temperatures. Only on the Gulf Coast do we have normal activity there. That'll change in a day or so as we see a warm front moving across. Here's that 7-day forecast today, 65, 0% chance of rain. Now, when you wake up in the morning, it'll be about 40. A little bit cooler than that today, 64 to end the week. We've got rain chances moving in on Saturday, 40%, 50%. We're watching this closely. Will the Collinsville parade have to be moved? We'll be on top of this to let you know if they have to change that again. We got a parade tonight, Odie.
You got a parade tonight?
Yes, sir. Marion, Mississippi. We've got 62 on Sunday as we roll into Monday, 62. We're going to stay the same all the way through that. Let's go past Christmas. Let's go to the 28th. Christmas Day, still showing 63, low of 47, with a 60% chance of showers on Christmas Day. Again, subject to change. We'll be on top of that and watch that for you. But mainly, highs in the 60s, low 60s. Nighttime lows will be right around 40 for the next 2 weeks. Nothing drastic, no changes. No chance of snow whatsoever here at Christmas. Tennessee could be different. As we look to the best fishing times today, here we go. The best time to be there is about 7:45 this morning, and it'll go to just about 10 o'clock. Now, the wind's going to be east 5 to 15 with gusts as high as 30 miles an hour. What's that tell us? Don't burn. Put the matches up and back away. Hunting. Well, I'm not going to say that it's going to be good because of that gust. That usually is not good. Your first major time to be out hunting that's going to pay off 1 o'clock, right around 1/4 till 3 o'clock. So if you've got to go right after lunch, be there. About 12:15, be set up. And again, 30-mile-an-hour gusts today. It will rock a tree. Shoot house weather, I'd call it. If you got to go, that's where I would be. A few small thoughts there. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Teresa. Lord, we don't want any rain on Christmas Day. The kids need to get out and enjoy. We always like to do that, but we'll do it. We're coming up on about 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. We'll be back live with Odie as we'll do that. We also got a special guest coming in from the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department to talk about the canned food drive that the boys in green are trying to raise. Several ways that you can do it. We certainly hope that you'll help out. Donate a piece of canned food to help them out. All that's on the way this morning, beginning at 7 here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.